New Pack City, welcome back. It's Wednesday, August 18th, 2021. Thank you for taking some time to kick it with your favorite Hawks Hoopcast. I go by Lou Starsky. The 2021-22 NBA season is getting closer and closer. Las Vegas League has concluded. So the next time we'll see the Hawks players playing NBA basketball will be in preseason, which kicks off in October. And training camps get underway in September. But the day that has everyone buzzing is Christmas Day, as the Hawks will play their first Christmas Day game since 1989, where Spud Webb dropped 27 and Wilkins added 22. We play New York, further pushing the rivalry between the two teams. We will get the guys' thoughts on that. Plus, we recap Vegas Summer League, we award some MVPs, and we start some Bust Watch. We ask, are the Hawks the deepest team in the East, maybe even the league? And does that make them one of the best ran organizations in the NBA? We rank the top organizations in the association. And in a sec, I'll opine on how sneaky good the Dieng move was financially. But first, make sure to like, share, subscribe. We have a new YouTube channel, New Pack City Raps. As always, special thanks to the sponsors, New Pack City, the New Pack City Group, the Originative Brand, Arc Alien Designs, who's bringing my backdrop today, shop.flickwick.com, and of course to you, the Hawks fans and the Hawks haters. We move. What's good, everybody? So real quick before I bring on the crew, I wanted to talk about the Hawks. The Hawks, they have a super deep team. Point guards, we got two good point guards. You got, five good wing players and about five good front court players. I don't know what's going on with my camera here, but we'll get it figured out. There it is. And I want to talk about an offseason move that in an offseason where we had a lot of A+ offseason. I want to talk about one that's becoming my favorite move, and that's the Gorgui Dieng move. And I think that might end up being a genius move, and it's because of the flexibility he's going to offer, not only financially but also in how his play is. His contract is what I think allowed us to overpay, allowed the front office to feel comfortable overpaying for JC. And I think we still have a lot of promise in what Gorgui Dieng can play. Everywhere that he's gone, he hasn't had like the greatest cast, but he always does his role well. I think he upgrades our defense immediately. He can stretch the floor. And I think he can have a career year this year. And if we get that type of production at the cost that he does, then we can have a good to average season from JC, and nothing is changing as far as our elite contender status. I really just can't wait for this team to play. And the first game is going to be on Thursday, October 21st. On TNT, and that's going to be Trey versus Luka. And I want to bring in the guys right now to break that down and much more. So first off, here's Michael A. Smith. What's going on?
Yo, what's up, Lou?
Not a whole lot. You sound kind of low there. You might want to turn that up.
Oh,
and what's up, Eddie?
What's happening? What's happening?
Pretty good. Look, you having some lunch, maybe a little bit left on you.
Yeah, man, I'm dropped that one in the middle of lunchtime. I'm trying to finish it, but the shit's so good, I had to go ahead and do my thing. They understand.
No, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Well, I mean, so what do y'all take of that? This idea, man? I think Gorgui Dieng might end up being at the end of the year.
One second.
I think Gorgui Dieng at the end of the year might end up being one of the better moves of this entire offseason, because the other ones were no brainers. Bringing JC back, no brainer. Extending Trey, no brainer. But who that front court guy was going to be to plug a big glaring hole in what we had in the playoffs, I think they found a really, really good fit.
I mean, I can agree with you, but I mean, we really only made like 2 moves, so it's not really too many to kind of pick from.
Well, let's see what we signed. We extended Trey Young. We re-signed JC.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I mean, outside of like what wasn't here, you know what I'm saying, bringing something in new.
Gotcha.
But, I was just gonna say that I don't know. I probably, it could be equal because, like I said, I it's not like I don't like what it is that you're saying, but at the same time, I can see DeLon Wright being that
same thing.
Yeah.
I feel you, man. It's a good situation to have.
Me personally, I love the move. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, it gives us an element to the team we didn't have last year. We didn't have a big at a center position that can step outside the 3-point line and give you, stretch center, stretch 5 element. We had Okongwu coming off the bench, Bruno every now and then, and this is an element that you can exploit whenever in it. Basketball is all about matchups. You know what I'm saying?
Advantage, disadvantage.
And he can shoot threes at a 35% clip. You know what I'm saying? He rebounds well. He's a workhorse type guy. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Gorgui Dieng play for years, man.
Yeah,
you know basketball, you know who Gorgui Dieng is. And Gorgui Dieng is a workhorse. You know what I'm saying? He is not going to hurt your team at all. He's going to be an asset to your squad. Exactly. He's long. He plays. He's an effort guy. Plays good effort on defense. I'm telling. I see what you're saying. I understand exactly what you mean when you say that, Lou.
And then the other thing, it looks like we're getting a little recognition finally. I mean, we got not only the Christmas Day game, which is huge. I mean, let's be honest, that's freaking huge. And the other thing is is this opening week Thursday game against Luka, Trey versus Luka. I mean, this is putting us on the national stage.
We're a big deal, baby. We're a big deal, right?
That's what I'm saying. It felt finally. Because normally when that schedule drops, it's a lot of consternation, it's a lot of upset. I mean, but when that shit dropped, it's like, okay, we getting some validation, and I just think it feels good, as a fan to be validated in that manner. But you also realize just how kind of key these games are, man. They're so big for the psyche of how other people think about your team. So this will be interesting to see how they perform in those games. So what I do
I'm tell you what else all this getting all them games does for this franchise. Other players see you getting that recognition too. And when it comes to you getting players coming to your franchise, they see you getting all them national TV games. They see you young, you building already, and y'all just now really starting y'all run. Shit, they gonna want to come be a part of that shit.
Yeah, I agree. And
you can build your brand. You come to Atlanta, build your brand here.
Yeah, exactly. And I do want to get into the summer league, and also talk about a little bit about preseason, which y'all are looking to, what rotational lineups y'all are looking forward to most in preseason. But I want to start, and I also want to award some MVPs and start some bust watch on some of these young kids. But first, I want to get into more of the schedule, the Christmas Day, the opening week. The league taking notice. I feel like. I don't know, man. It's just crazy that we have a Christmas Day game. I know it's the first one too, so I mean, it's just I'm really looking for it.
New era, baby. That's
the other thing I wanted to talk to y'all about. This is that it seems like the NBA is picking up on a rivalry between the New York franchise and the Atlanta franchise, and they're kind of pushing it. I like that.
They need that. They need one thing the NBA needs is New York to be relevant. And then anytime they see a superstar like Trey, he's already, he's the type superstar that generates a lot of buzz, a lot of conversation. throughout the basketball universe. You know what I'm saying? And the fans gravitate to that kind of shit. The showmanship that Trey has, you got to market that as the NBA because that's something that you don't really have from a lot of players. And Trey's the kind of player that a lot of civilian young players can relate to. He's a smaller guy. He's not the biggest. He's not the most athletic. But with will and some skill and practice, he's able to get out there and make some shit happen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of players are gonna gravitate to that. Yeah. So I mean, and then Atlanta isn't a small market. We are big enough market for them to need us to be relevant as well.
Yeah, very true. And I don't think they can deny it. I mean, they look at our roster. We haven't missed. I mean, if DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish are get even close to what they to what their potential is slated for. I mean, like we got it. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this team. I wrote it down. We got 13 legitimate NBA players, not even including Skylar Mays or Sharif Cooper.
Sharif gonna be a bad bitch. Yeah, before it's over with.
And I want to get into the deepness of this team a little later, but right now I want to take it back to Summer League. It's fresh off our minds. It just ended last night. I want to first of all just get everybody's kind of just quick ideas on what you originally just what's your initial thoughts of the draft class of some of the teams. What y'all's thoughts?
I mean, it's a nice draft. That's the way. I mean, at least looking like at the moment, But summer league is summer league. Got to take that with a grain of salt. But even beforehand, liked a lot of the players. I don't necessarily always say it's a bad draft or anything like that. Until I actually see everybody play though. But like I said, so far it's looking nice. It's looking like it'll be a lot of similar to. I want to say like JC draft.
Yeah, I agree with that. And so this was actually I had to do a lot of work to even consider who I would consider to start on the bust watch. But before I drop those names, actually those names are actually kind of a little less relevant. I'm going to say those first. I think the first biggest bust or the person to watch right now is Franz Wagner from Orlando. He was the number 8th pick. I don't know why they picked him. What are y'all's thoughts?
I haven't been able.
They saying he's like a stretch 4, right?
Yeah, but he's
supposed to be a stretch 4. He's supposed to be pretty. I think he's something that they don't have, and if he pans out, he can help that team. You know what I'm saying, and give them an element that they need.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, from watching him, it doesn't seem like he's got enough.
I gotta see. I haven't been able to like really watch him to be able to see. Like I said, statistically or whatever, if you have poor stats, that doesn't necessarily mean anything to me. If that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at poor stats. That's not my thing. I was kind of just looking at his placement, his inability to be recognized on offense. Almost being that big. It seems like he disappeared. I was just
He should get opportunity definitely in Orlando, but they had another top pick, right?
Yeah, and we're going to talk about him in a second. But the next guy that I want to talk about on the bus watch at the moment is Keon Johnson. The Clips picked him up from New York at the pick 21. Went one pick right after our guy, who we're really high on. This guy looks like he can't generate in the NBA, even in the D League. So. What are y'all's thoughts on Keon Johnson? Danny? I mean, those are the only
Keon in college. I thought he was a pretty good player in college. I think he's the type of player that's going to take a minute. He ain't got the overwhelming athleticism and the skill set that's going to allow him to come in there and immediately dominate right off the rip. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he'll give him time and he'll generate his niche. He's the type of player that's going to need a second, but I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. But my MVP so far, there's the two obvious ones, Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham. But the next two is Alperen Sengun. He's going to be such a difference maker. He's such a special basketball player. And I think we're going to look at him down the road and be like, man, how did he last so long in this draft? And the other guy is Jalen Suggs, who I had a lot of initial Trae Young vibes on him where I was like, nah, I don't want to draft that guy. If I was really high, I wouldn't want to draft him. But the way he came in and played in the summer league, you could tell that guy's a leader. That guy's a winner. He's going to be with that franchise for a long time, and that's Orlando that drafted him with that pick.
I like Suggs, but I like Cunningham. I like Suggs really better than damn near every guard in the draft besides the guards at Baylor.
Yeah, the Davion Mitchell guy is really, making a name for himself too.
He's true. Mitchell the truth.
Yeah,
but as far as like just looking at a player, just watching, watching their their will and how hard they play every play. I watch a player every play. I want to see how they mean something to you every play.
Yeah,
and I watch your demeanor.
And do y'all have anybody to add on the MVPs list for the summer league?
With the bus list?
Is it the MVP list?
Yeah, these are the guys that they play pretty well. Like they definitely stood out on their teams.
Outside ours,
Jalen Green. I love Jalen Green game.
Yeah. You named Davion Mitchell.
Yeah, we mentioned his defense. We mentioned Jalen Suggs.
Okay.
Not a lot of big guys though. Just Alperen Sengun.
Say what you call not a rookie, but he played good ball. So Pritchard, whatnot with Boston.
Yeah, with Boston.
Peyton Pritchard.
That guy's a dog, man. That guy's a dog. You could tell his rookie year. He's like Trey Light, man. He is not scared of you. I don't care who you are. He is not scared of it.
But Book Knight has some flashes.
Yeah,
he like trash sometimes too, though.
I'm saying he has some flashes.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I don't know. Like, are y'all? I'm still very excited about NBA basketball. I don't know. I'm not even watching football this year, but I will pay attention to the stats and kick y'all's asses in fantasy football though. And if a few other people want to join and make it a 10 team league, we got a nice core that we're going to do a fantasy league with. So just stay in touch with us.
Yeah, we need to go ahead and put that up today, man. Let's go ahead and get the league, get the initial shell league started up so people can go ahead and grab their teams. We got like a couple weeks before the draft starts, so we got to rush and try to do it.
I'm down with that. Anyways, So the other two topics that I wanted to talk about kind of work together, and that is the depth of the Hawks. And if we are the one of the best ran organizations, or if we should be considered one of the best ran organizations in the last 5-10 years, or at least let's go 5 years. Let's not take it back too far. Let's just say with all the turnovers in the front office, let's say in the last 10 years, who do we think are the best? And because I do smoke a little bit of cannabis from Denver on the show. I do want to play a clip before I move on that would highlight that budding rivalry between us and the Hawks, or us and the Knicks. And I saw this the other day, and the lady asked him how excited he is to play Christmas and how excited he is to play the Hawks on Christmas, and he just blew it off. And so I want to play that clip.
Even walking around outside, for me, it was just insane. So I can only imagine on Christmas Day how insane it's going to be. And speaking of, earlier in the show, we released the Christmas Day schedule, and you all will be going against last year's opponents in the playoffs, in the Hawks. How are you viewing that game, both playing on Christmas for the fourth time in your career and facing that specific team?
Anytime you get a Christmas Day game, it's always an honor. Those are the games that you want to be a part of. Those are definitely games that the NBA highlights. So the fact that you get a Christmas Day game, it's a huge honor. Being the fact that it's Atlanta, for me, it's another game. It's all part of the process of our season and what we want to build to be where we want to be at the end of the season.
The audacity.
Everything is game by game. Obviously, there's a lot of anticipation. And
you're so full of shit.
The first round series. But I'm just looking forward to being able to have that experience of playing in Christmas in front of my family and friends. So.
I think maybe for you, it's just another game, but for you and I think we both know that fans, they're going to get up for that game.
Yeah, he's tripping. He said, but the thing, I guess that's what he has to say. But at the same time, my man is tripping. Like, come on.
He's not gonna say anything else. I don't expect much different.
Yeah.
Anybody seen that playoff series last year? Seen players spitting at Trey,
Yeah.
seen Trey throwing up the motherfucking things at the damn New York Knicks fans. How the fuck can't you not say? I'm talking about just on the emotional level.
Yeah.
This shit is the biggest game that y'all done had because we the one put your ass out the damn playoff. Y'all had all this momentum coming into the playoffs and we did it all that shit.
I think other teams, I think even other superstars would say, yes, we've circled this game, we want a little bit of revenge, or we circled this game, we want a little retaliation. It's the preseason, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to say that type of shit. Like, it's not bad to say, hey, these guys beat us, so yeah, we put them a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna take it a little more seriously. We're not gonna. I don't know what's wrong with that.
Trey will say something about it.
Yeah, exactly. He'll say like, yeah, of course we want to make sure they understand that domination ain't gonna end. Something
I don't know if he's gonna say all that though, but he gonna say something about wanting to play in the game though. Definitely.
Yeah. So with that said, are y'all at all concerned with Deuce McBride? Because he played pretty goddamn good.
Who in the hell is that? I can't even say that name. Who is that?
He a hack though.
You think in the next couple of years he's gonna be an issue?
He a hack though. In a few years, so I can see him being close to like Marcus Smart.
Yeah, I see him being a Marcus Smart type guy.
But he a hack.
Who is this guy, man? I keep hearing you saying that name. Where he come from?
He came from
West Virginia or something like that.
Yeah, I think West Virginia. I think that's exactly it. He played hard, man. Like he's got really long arms. So he's only like 6'2". He's legitimate 6'2", but he's got like 6'8" arms length or something like that. It's crazy.
I'm about to look buddy up, man. I don't remember ever seeing him play.
Well, New York is an interesting team, and they're definitely in the tier that we are, and that's the thing that we're going to talk about next. So I'll go ahead and pull that up.
But New York, they hyped that Frank Nita, whatever the hell his name is. They hyped him up to be this devastating defensive player, and everybody else they had, and Trey just thrashed all that bullshit. So, the motherfucker got to show me they can stop Trey. I don't give a damn. You can say what you want to say. You got to show me you can stop him.
Right.
I don't see it happening from nobody.
So, I got these. I got it kind of broken down like this, and I know I got New York and Atlanta in the wrong tier, but I kind of just have them a little bit tiered up. These are like the big market teams. They're not necessarily ran the best. They're just big market teams. Then we have the contending teams that are usually in it. Then we have the up-and-coming rosters. I think a lot of these rosters are just really solid. So we have to wonder if they're being ran well, just not getting the recognition. And then we have some teams that have a lot of interesting youth, and then we have the nowhere teams, you know. So what do you think is the automatic? Okay, this team is an obviously well-ran organization in the association. Well, what's the first one that comes to mind?
Is
it Denver?
This ain't showing up on my screen. Y'all gotta read them out to me and check which one y'all.
All right. Well, I give you be mine or whatever. Just thinking like I won't necessarily be historically, but I'd say at least for a good while. Dallas with Mark Cuban. They really, I mean, they got their issues and stuff like that going on. I mean, everybody had their issues and stuff like goes up and down, but like overall, like I said, Dallas. Depending on what you're talking about, I mean, everybody can't win championships, you know.
I'm talking about their ability to. I'm talking about their ability to draft well, their ability to get good free agents, their ability.
Yeah, that's what I got you. That's what I'm that's what I'm saying.
You gotta put Denver. I mean, not you gotta put Phoenix in that class right now for the last 5 years.
We're just taking the last 5 years. So, do you think
Phoenix? Gotta put Phoenix in there.
He said well-ran organization. Phoenix, Dallas. I mean, it's not even no before thing. I mean, to me, Portland is an organization that's going to make sure, at least, that they always in the playoffs. Portland doesn't stay out of the playoffs very long if they hit that.
I don't know, man. They have missed so many on free agency trying to take the cheap route.
But how many people? But they have drafted, and it just been injuries that have. But it's like I can go the other way too. Like they've gotten other players though as well. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So
would you agree that Toronto is a better ran organization than Portland?
Not as far as what I'm looking at it. More like within the nutshell last 5 years because you say, oh, championship. But if I look at like, all right, I'm 34. I look at the last 20 years or whatever. I feel like Portland has been more consistent than Toronto.
Okay. So what else? Do we put the process in there? What about Miami?
Miami's a very well ran. They've been a very well ran franchise since
Miami.
D Wade. You know what I'm saying? Lonzo Mourning.
Say is that
they always in the hunt.
You got to put us in there for as well. I mean, I know people.
I'm waiting for somebody to say it.
Yeah, we are in the longest 10 years.
I'm waiting for somebody to say it.
We're always in the playoffs, though, relatively speaking. Like,
yeah, I've been waiting for somebody to say it.
No matter the GMs or owner, I know we got Magic Spirit Group stuff, but we were in the playoffs. You know, it's not like a team just, I don't know, seen years of like Clippers have or something like that. Like, we've never been through those stints like that.
Okay, so
we've been strong the last 10 years. But whenever Trav took over, Travis Slink is the best GM in basketball today. Yeah. I continually say that, and everything he does is well thought out. You know what I'm saying? He's real methodical with his moves. He don't do nothing that really the team that's gonna ever hurt the team. Whenever we make trades, seems like he always get the best of the trade. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's like we just so strong. We just get stronger. Every move he makes, we get stronger and stronger to the point that we can't even believe we got the much depth that we have. You know what I'm saying? Then before the depth, it was the financial flexibility that he had created for the team. You know what I'm saying? Travis is a genius when it comes to running a basketball organization.
Okay, so then would you say this is a fair assessment, what I got going on right now?
I can't see the list. For some reason, that list ain't popping up on my screen.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to
read it out for me.
Okay. It's hard not to have the Lakers in Boston in top organizations. I mean, yeah.
So we have the top organizations as Dallas, Phoenix, Portland, Miami, Atlanta, and Denver. Then we have the next best ran organizations as Knicks, Milwaukee, Utah, Brooklyn, Golden State, LA Clippers, the Sixers, and the Lakers.
Yeah, no, I think you got to take the Knicks out of that damn list because the Knicks been some trash for years. Besides last year, they did a goddamn thing.
But they have a
Lakers in Boston though.
But I think why I have the Knicks as the next best ran organizations because their new front office in the last 3 years
that will put them up and coming to me though.
Okay,
you're saying like last few years, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the time period or window? Because like me, I'm just thinking like last couple decades. So if we take over like the window of the last couple decades, the Knicks they can be classified as up and coming.
Okay,
going into this next, saying to the 2020s, like they up and coming of doing something.
Let me ask y'all a question. Before last year, when did the Knicks ever do anything that was noteworthy or that had them like?
1 year with Melo and Woody, and then they went to the finals back in like '99 against the Spurs and lost.
That's 20 goddamn years ago. That's 22 years ago.
That's the window I just given. So that's all I'm saying.
They have such a distinct difference in their front office philosophy that I don't think it's fair to them to compare anything that they've done to the last 3 years what they've accomplished. I will give the Knicks that they're up and coming and they're being ran pretty well.
Yeah, that's what I would say. They up and coming. But like I said, for me, Boston and the Lakers, it's hard not to have them top organization. Like, again, how often they're not in the playoffs, and they both top league in championships. So it's just automatic. But I guess you'd say contending.
Hold on, let me delete that one. Because that was just for the beginning assessment. Now that we got the other ones going.
That's all right. That's cool. Then up and coming. So Philly, Milwaukee.
My thing is this, man. When it comes to these franchises,
do you think Detroit is still the nowhere teams?
Huh?
Do you think Detroit is still a nowhere destination?
Yes. They are a graveyard for a basketball career.
Do you think Washington is still a nowhere organization?
Yes. Both of them graveyard for basketball careers right now.
Orlando, Detroit, Washington.
I'm putting them in there, but I will say that I liked what they did by getting rid of Russell Westbrook. What they got back was a nice haul, and I think they have a chance to be a good team moving forward.
My thing is this: when it comes to these franchises and how you grade them, I don't see just like the Lakers play teams like that really just go out and buy motherfuckers every all season. I grade a team that like builds through the draft and you make real live smart basketball moves instead of just going out and paying. To me, that shit different. You're doing it organically. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you happen to go out and scout talent, and the talent that you scout and you draft, they turn out to be good superstars like we got in Atlanta. To me, that spells a team that really has it down packed on how to do this shit. Mm-hmm. That shit that the Lakers doing, eventually that shit gonna come to an end once like a LeBron leaves and an AD leave. The younger generation, the Lakers, that franchise ain't gonna mean as much as it did whenever we was coming up. You know, we came up, it was all about the Lakers in Boston. You know what I'm saying? Then later it was Chicago and Detroit and teams like that. But eventually that shit gonna
it wasn't like that with me coming up, though.
I also think
like that with me coming up. The Lakers in Boston wasn't nothing until Kobe and the KG and Pierce them team met again. That's when it was the first time Lakers Boston was something in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I never cared about that. So folks around my age, Kobe, cared about
the other thing.
Kobe. So
here's the other thing.
That's all I'm saying.
But here's the other thing is that the NBA's PR has definitely changed it from being about the teams and being like Lakers versus Boston, and now they're all about the individual and they're about spreading the team. So now they care less about the focus of making sure those two teams are the best two teams. That I think that you're going to get a lot more parity as organizations understand, scouting a little better.
Yeah, I think our ratings, whenever we played the Knicks and we played Phoenix, when our ratings stayed high, you know what I'm saying, throughout both of those, it kind of showed them that, listen, that little stigma that you got on these smaller market teams, that's not the big 3 or 4 markets. You're wrong about it, because the people gonna still tune in and they're gonna watch players that they're really interested in watching.
You included us though, Eddie. That's the trick. Atlanta is a top market. We just considered a top market because we haven't won on a high level. But as far as TV numbers goes, every big sporting event do numbers in the Atlanta metropolitan area, in this area of Georgia. So it registers high every single time. When we were not even in the finals, basketball is watched at a high level here. So when the Hawks, of course, are, playing and doing things, like the numbers just go right into it. Like, shoot, even watching when Georgia do something, it's always top TV numbers. But that's it's all gonna make sense once we win, bro. And then it's gonna be a snowball effect, but it's just the question with Chauncey come up: do they want us to win? Because we win in Atlanta, you mix in that all the right stuff or whatever, and we finally got to start like a trade. You see Chris, it'll be down. Shoot, we'll start doing some stuff like the Lakers. Not right now. It'll probably be 10 years from now though. But we win a couple rings and stuff like that, we'll be doing the same thing, no problem, man. They'll be signing up to come play for a top market.
Well, now here's the last thing: are the Hawks the deepest team in league history? This coming up years, the Hawks team.
I mean, I feel like that's prisoner of the moment already. I'm gonna respect the game of basketball before I say.
Can you name me one other team that's this deep? That had 10 guys.
Say, can we put us up in that category? Maybe so.
Yes, we can be put in that category. And then it don't have anything about being a prisoner of the moment. It's all about looking at your players from 1 to 15, looking at their productivity, looking up their potential and what they're gonna do for the year coming up, and knowing that they're gonna develop. And we got players that ain't even gotten into their primes yet, and they already whooping ass at a high rate. You know what I'm saying? And we just adding on shit, high level players on the end of that. You know what I'm saying? With a Jalen Johnson and a Sariq Cooper, Skylar Mays. Now he looking like he's gonna be a player. Adding on to we getting Dre back, getting Cam back, to the shit that we already had that went to the finals. Man, it ain't a team in the league right now. We got 2.5 starting lineups on the team.
He said history though, not right now.
I'm just saying, I mean, you can put this team against them any team in the history when it comes to that kind of shit. And we gonna be able to. Okay, name 3 teams in history that you can name that's been deep with good talent that we got.
I'm thinking of some. go as far back, probably
Take your
you guys
time. Take
can.
your time. I want to hear
But
this.
no, I'm just saying, like, no, I got one off rip right now. They didn't win no championship, but I'm thinking about the Portland Blazers team that lost to the Lakers or whatever that had Jermaine O'Neal at the end of the bench not playing. You know what I'm saying? When you even think about Steve Smith, Scottie Pippen, Damon Stoudemire, who else, man? Like I said, man, just respect out of the game of basketball, bro. We sit here. There's some deep teams throughout history. Now,
just because the team old will make them better than the new teams, bro.
Okay, so Antonio says Golden State. I mean,
Golden State had a deep ass team. They had a deep ass team. They had a couple of them.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm just saying we sit here and think about the history of basketball. We can name some, but we can put ourselves up there. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just not saying number one. But yeah, Bunzi Wells on that team, man, that Blazer team.
Hold on now, hold on. We ain't gonna just act like Bunzi Wells was a damn all-time great or some shit.
Bunzi Wells a
damn. We gonna call it. We gonna call it Bunzi Wells.
But Bunzi Wells can't equate into like say a bogey or something like that. At least you got like they all-time greats.
Yeah,
like a Kev Herter. Kev, I don't know. Give me Kev over Bonzi Wells.
Bonzi Wells was a bad boy. Now,
he was good. He was good. I like Bonzi,
man.
You just
he was good. But come on, man.
No, but that Portland team. But listen, that Portland team was a good team. But were they? Because the Portland and the Golden State teams are up there. But this is the consideration. I mean, like, are they 13 deep?
I mean, I feel like when that Jermaine O'Neal was on that team doing nothing, bro.
That means he wasn't ready. So that means you really can't consider him as the depth. He wasn't really doing shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, though. But that's the same as saying JJ was at the end of this bench doing nothing. You feel me? Like, I'm just saying that it's other teams that I feel like in history are like that. I can't just put us as like the deepest in history. Not yet. We need to go reel off like ass load of rings.
Jermaine O'Neal really didn't even do anything with Portland until he got traded to Indiana, right? Or did he ever have any good season with them?
They were deep, bro. He was young out of high school, and they were deep, bro. That's all I'm saying. They were deep.
But back then, on real talk, back then,
bro, they had Sabonis and Rasheed Wallace. They had Sabonis and Rasheed Wallace.
Okay, well, this
but
takes
they were
me to my next
play
question.
Young players back then. They wasn't really throwing you in the fire like that back in them days. You had to cut your teeth first.
Hold on,
Rasheed Wallace ain't no room for them to get thrown out there either.
Hold on, guys.
Then,
let me
and then who they had bro with the dreads. What's his name? Dang.
Hey,
Brian Grant.
Didn't they have Antonio? They have Antonio Davis over there.
Brian Grant.
Brian Grant.
So here's my question now.
Grant, they had Gary Trent too, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, look, Eddie.
Sacramento Kings was deep. Should have beat the Lakers. Sacramento Kings was deep. Jared Wallace at the end of the bench. Bobby Jackson coming off the bench.
Jared Wallace was starting on that team.
He wasn't starting on that Kings team.
Jared Wallace did start.
No, he didn't. Not the Kings team I'm talking about, bro. I'm talking about Pager, Doug Christie, Mike Bibby, Chris Webber, Vlade Divac. That was a deep team, bro.
That was a deep team, but were they deep? Are they deeper than us? Because I know they had a really solid starting five, and they had a good.
I was naming who was coming off the bench too. Who else was coming off the bench too, man? But I feel like they were deep. I can try and think.
The little guard from Minnesota coming off the bench. What's his name? What the little guard from Minnesota name? He was what the guy name?
That is solid. They had that deep man. I really thought they were the team to beat LA, and I think
they got cheated, man.
That's one of those times that the NBA wanted them, man.
Tim Donaghy, they cheated them, man.
Yeah, that's one of those times that the league wanted a certain team to win, and they made it happen because the Sacramento Kings were better than the Lakers that year.
Yeah.
So okay, but this brings up my next question that I wanted to get to, which is, are we the deepest team in the league, or are we just at least the deepest team in the East?
I think Antonio's saying the Lakers are now. Is that what he's saying?
That's why I got his. That's why I got his comment up. Are we?
How many points you gonna take off the Lakers for the age? A lot of that deal is old and a bitch.
Yeah,
but
you know what I'm saying.
But
it's a legitimate deal. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them guys, they best basketball are way behind them. You know, we talk about players. We got players who on spry legs. You know what I'm saying? They best basket. They just not coming into their own. And you know what I'm saying? Shit, this is really when you go to talking about the basketball. That old man team get together. Let's go ahead and make one last run. And shit hardly ever works. Hardly ever works. You know what I'm saying? It might work this year. I don't know with the Lakers, but I haven't seen a lot of instances where you put all the older guys together and they actually get together, run through a season, and they look like they did when they was young and run through the league. I have to see that shit.
I remember the last time the Lakers did this. Everybody kind of had the same feeling, and it pittered out at the end. And that
they looked old at the end
when they had Karl Malone and they got Gary Payton. They got all those guys, and it didn't really pan out the way they wanted it to.
Hot guard got put out the first round, didn't he?
Yeah. No, I think they got to the second round. If I'm not mistaken. They struggled in the first round. Yeah.
They look shit like they did. You know what I'm saying? When they get them there. So like I say, that Lakers shit. All them guys damn over 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? You got Carmelo. What's the other guy that used to play for the Lakers that won a championship with Kobe and Bynum them? Charles shooting small forward. Forget his name, but them boys too old, man. I don't buy that shit. They're gonna show it to me.
They got to show it to you. I mean, I'm trying to see who they all have. Really, just necessarily to say they deep like that though. But with us or whatever, we deep as far as like actual skill and basketball wise, like looking at it. But I don't think anybody would just off rip to say that per se. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how we snuck up on people basically throughout the playoffs. At the same time, coming into last season, a lot of people was trying to say that we were going to do something. We just started out horrible. So this season coming in, I just feel like those same ones, or now they just like feel confident to go back to that and be a little louder with it. But overall, we sort of still have to prove that, like, you know what I'm saying? We got to do it again. Prove
no doubt, Mike. That is a great point, and there's no doubt about it. And the thing is, like, if we see our team play well, but we have the same accomplishment at the end of the year, there's no reason to give this team any kind of slack or denigrate it. The process is still working.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt then them boys run this back. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt in my mind then for sure. Like I said, I mean, you still got dumbass Knicks fans saying stupid stuff like, how they should have won in a sense or whatever. Or just a little dumb.
I still listen to a lot of the Knicks TV guys. There's one in particular that I just really enjoy. But when he gets his callers on, all they talk about is the Hawks. All they talk about is Trae Young. And that's why I know about this Deuce McBride kid is because they see him play and they're like, he's the Trae Young stopper. He's the Trae Young stopper.
Hey, man, they set him up to be Ruben Patterson. That's another one for you, Eddie. That Portland team was deep, bro. They had Ruben Patterson. I know he was the
dog.
Hey, the Kobe stopper.
Hey, but think about it. Y'all think about this shit right here. Let's think about what our lineup is gonna be, right? All right, you got Trae starting in one at the point. You got Bogey at the 2. You probably got DeAndre at 3, John at the 4, Capella at 5. That's the starting lineup. All right, on the backups, you got DeLon Wright. You got Lou Williams. You got Kevin Huerter, Cam Reddish, and you got Gorgie Dang. All right, and that's 10. All right, the next lineup, you got motherfucking. Let me see, who can we put in?
You got motherfucking
Gallo.
Huh? Gallo. You got Gallo, JJ, Sharif. Who have I not named? Somebody I ain't named yet.
Let's see. I got the list right here. What position?
That's the main one.
Pretty much all of them. I mean, I done named the top 10, which
Solo,
Jalen, JT, Gallo, Clint,
Gallo, JJ, Sharif, and Solo.
Double O, Dieng.
Solo. Man, that's 14 fucking deep right there.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
that's 14 fucking deep right there with motherfuckers. You confident with putting out there into the situation.
That's what the fuck I'm saying.
Hey. Sharif gonna be in the G.
That shit is unreal, dog. That shit is unreal. We can give players nights off and still have a couple star lineups out that bitch, man.
So then is there
what I'm saying?
So is there an argument to be made that we are the best ran organization?
Yeah, I've been saying it. Since Trav got here, nobody has been ran better than us, period, in the league. Period. That's why we got a goddamn Christmas Day game. That's why we're getting all these TV appearances. You know what I'm saying? Mike said a little while ago, whenever we play basketball around here, we get numbers, blah blah blah. But we ain't had no damn no Christmas Day game since fucking '99. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The league, we haven't been treated like a big. Even if we were a franchise that could put up some numbers, we haven't been treated like that. You know what I'm saying? We haven't been treated like that because the interest for the franchise hadn't been there. We hadn't had no star that pushed that envelope and that drew them numbers in. But now you got a motherfucking name like Trey. You got motherfucking John. You got Bogey, who people are drawn to. Kevin Huerter. You know what I'm saying? Then everybody still are intrigued by Cam and DeAndre story. Man, look here, man. We got so much motherfucking fresh blood and storylines around this team. You know what I'm saying? That we're gonna end up being one of them. The team like almost like a Golden State. If we can ever get over that threshold and have people that don't even really know nothing about Atlanta basketball claiming the team, we're gonna have, because people just trade that dude, dog. Trade that dude.
It's gonna happen soon. And then on top of that, it's just Atlanta, man. Like it's going to be a perfect storm, especially these days, man. If the city of Atlanta technology and all that stuff was the way it was when Dominique was here, it would have happened then to further extent. But TV contracts and all the above wasn't like that. But Dominique was the star and he got national attention. Yes, we have it. We don't. The Hawks team doesn't. But that's why I say it's a perfect storm, because when the Hawks team and now the Hawks team got a star, now you can sit there and take the actual TV market, because Atlanta is a top 10 TV market. I think we actually are like number 10, 9 or 10.
I think we perform higher than that in the.
We like number 7. We like number 7.
But in the NBA playoffs, as far as who's watching,
but I'm saying basketball wise, I think we like one of the tops, or whatever, basketball watching wise. So that's what I'm saying. It'll be a perfect storm. Then when now those basketball viewers have something in their own backyard to, you know what I'm saying, do, and now the rest of the nation can look at basketball coming from Atlanta versus like we just contributing to the overall watching viewership. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh dang, like. But like I said, it's a perfect storm. Now, like with just the culture of Atlanta growing to where it is now, man. Shoot, but merchandise gonna go through the ceiling, man. Like folks still wear hats. Like that's part of American culture almost, because of the Braves and what TBS done. So the Hawks can easily get that type of thing when you just seeing Pac-Man logos and Atlanta jerseys everywhere.
And that's the thing that I'm hoping for, is that we will be able to reap the rewards of the bandwagon. But that's definitely something that I think is going to have a big impact, is the outside dollars from outside our market, you know, being put into our franchise. I think that'll definitely help. I had a point before which y'all were going to say, but I totally forgot. So y'all just kind of.
But nah, man, people be dying for that jump, man. It's the same thing with the Falcons, man. Falcons just have to consistently get it together, man. Folks, what? To this day, man, I be watching old stuff, or y'all watch cultural movies or whatever. You know the stuff you be looking, you're like, hold on.
That's
man,
what it was.
They got a Hawks hat on, or they got a Falcon shirt on back there. You know, this.
I see a lot of Falcons gear here in Denver, and I get a lot of, like, when I wear this hat around town, I get a lot of ATL Atlanta, blah blah blah. So that's kind of nice. But I have I am a YouTube junkie since it was Google videos, and I have never been able to find, you know, people talking just about the Hawks, just about the Falcons forever. And even up into this year, where I thought it was going to be a lot more, there wasn't. But
can I ask y'all a question?
Hold on. This offseason, let me finish this one little point, Eddie, and then we can get into it. But this offseason, I have seen such an uptick on people doing previews, people doing reviews of their offseason, people doing this about them and predicting them to be this. And that's nice. I really do enjoy that. Go ahead, Eddie.
I want to ask y'all a question. This is another topic we hadn't brought up yet, but it's one that's kind of been in the news a little bit, but they hadn't really talked about it a lot. But I want to ask y'all, what y'all think of Kevin Huerter extension going to look like? Because he's saying that they're going to talk to him about an extension this week, supposedly.
If you get him at 12, man, 12 a year, that'd be nice.
I don't think he's going to go for that shit. He's going to have at least give him 17, 18, I believe.
Man, Kev about to say, Y'all about to do me like JC. I'm about to do y'all like JC.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
I'll say she came to my head too.
if he asks for 20, then we're fucked.
We might give him a 15, 16 a year because I don't really think he put up the numbers to justify asking for much more than that. But you know, the game 7 he had against who was that?
I think
Philly.
Duncan Robinson really fucked up Kevin Huerter's situation for us.
Kevin Huerter better than Duncan Robinson though overall.
Look at that number that he got.
What did he get? What did he get? About 17, 18?
I think he got 4 for 80, didn't he? 4 for 90.
Oh shit! But see, it's got to be a reason why they want to do it so early. But I think it's going to be something because they can kind of project the payroll going up. You know what I'm saying? That's being able to fit this number up under there whenever it's time for that contract to go into effect. So hopefully, them doing it this early makes it to where we can take on a number like that and still be able to keep the core. You know what I'm saying? Together without having to try to get rid of anybody, but shit, we're gonna still have to deal with Cam and Dre.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost a thing. It's almost a thing where you kind of hope that one of the two have a down year, so you can get them at a lower number, at a DeAndre or Cam, because if they come out and ball, one of them bitches gonna go, man. We gonna have to get rid of somebody. You know what I'm saying?
And I think Kevin Huerter scored 27 points in Game 7 against Philly.
You got to get this versus Kev. Oh.
Kevin Huerter would be wise if Kevin Huerter's the linchpin to our dynasty. If he is willing to not take as much as he's really worth.
Hey, but every team that really was like those type teams that repeatedly went for championships, they had players that took less to win.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If we have built a fraternity enough to where he wants to be on this championship team.
Name me a championship team that a player took less to win that was on that they first like
Iguodala. Iguodala did it with Golden State.
I said the free agent coming off that rookie deal. That's the difference. This is his first time to make sure that he set his generations up straight. It was the same thing.
Yeah, he gonna starve off $14-15 million a year. He gonna starve off of that. I don't think he'll have a problem buying groceries off $14-15 million a year.
They ain't gonna starve off $1 million a year. We want to put it like that. I feel you. I agree with you. But with all players across all sports, like. It was the same thing with Grady Jarrett at football. Like, they're going to take what they can get as most as they can. That first contract that they can go and get like that, they gonna do that. And I don't expect Kevin to do anything less, man.
Mike, listen, I'm going to tell you this right here. I want you to listen what I'm going to say. You can take this shit to the bank. This really, it boiled down to this how this shit goes. Kevin need us, and we need Kevin. You hear what I'm saying? Kevin need us, and we need Kevin. Kevin needs us.
JT just showed him how to bet on himself, though.
It's the same idea. It's the same idea I had against JC. I was like, JC, if you keep pushing the team to pay you, overpay for you, then you're not going to be on a championship team for many years. Like
pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Kevin Huerter, he's young. He can take a little less, take a good solid $10 million a year for 4 years, and then win championships. So now on his career,
you get that money back. You get that money back in endorsements on a winning team.
Exactly. And then afterwards, he's now a championship level player. Now instead of demanding the 20, he can ask for the 22, the 23, or whatever. I think.
Man,
what they got to tell Ludacris in that video? You know what major visibility is? Major visibility. If you want major visibility to be seen on the basketball, like the main stage, stay with Death Row, baby. You want your manager all in the videos.
Just stay with Trey, man. You know Trey can take care of you. Baby. If you need a loan, just go ask Trey. Just go ask Daddy Trey, man. He got 200.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Stick with the squad, baby. We need you here. We want you here. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to sacrifice. We're gonna have to sacrifice, and you're gonna have to sacrifice. Exactly. You know, so for the better good of the mob, baby.
Hey, we gotta wrap this video up and send that to him.
Yeah,
we gotta make the pitch.
You don't want to coach us all in the videos.
Come on now, my man.
That boy cares about the dip.
Yeah. What's that, Mike?
I said, care about the dip, man. The boy ain't finna take no discount. The boy finna get paid.
So here's another tangent question then. If Cam was up for extension, how much does he get paid? Not next year. I'm talking about like right now, like after what we've seen, which is almost nothing.
10 to 12 a year.
Do you think he wouldn't hurt too much? He didn't hurt too much.
But there would be a market out there where somebody would pay him $20 million.
Motherfucker come sweep him up so fast.
Yeah,
they gonna sweep him up so fast. Right? Strictly off the strength of the shit he did in that Milwaukee game and the potential he got. He got that basketball profile the team want to build around.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
so that's why. See, that's the thing that Kev. I mean, that's the thing that Trav is doing. He constantly going back and stacking up on these kinds of players. He already know, you know what I'm saying, that you're gonna have to keep coming back with that wave of talent after some of these players leave. We ain't gonna be able to keep everybody. You understand that? That's why they keep bringing the players in with the same profile because keep the party going. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Jalen Johnson, I feel like he got really. If you want to keep it real, he got a higher profile, higher ceiling than any of them motherfuckers we got over here. You know what I'm saying? Like talent wise, I feel like he got this higher ceiling than any of them.
You think even higher than DeAndre Hunter?
Yes. Size, athletic. What can DeAndre do that he can't do? His shot is better than it was advertised.
I think
he got a turnaround. He got a turnaround game.
Hold on, real quick, Eddie. Let me answer that question. I think DeAndre Hunter's IQ is superior, and I think his maturity as a man is superior to Cam. So I think that's what he has over him.
You know why? How many years had DeAndre been in college when he came out? He had been in college, 3 years, 4 years? We got a player straight out of high school pretty much. He played 1 year, now he in the NBA.
DeAndre stayed
2 years. I think he came in a year, didn't he get hurt a year, then he came back that third year?
No, he redshirted. Like I think he redshirted his freshman year and then he played his second year and then he bounced. But I may be wrong. I'm not the.
I think he had 1 year where he was hurt. I think he got hurt in the playoffs or some shit and came something like that. I think it was something like that. Mm-hmm. But he was in college. I knew a couple yees before he came in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And you got a player that played like 8 games, left college, and then went straight to. So he really, you got to give him a couple years before we can kind of compare those two. But right. And then DeAndre had the benefit of going through the tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like, wheeling the team to championship. So Eddie,
at this time last year, I was very, very excited about Bogdanovic. I thought he had the chance to be like one of the top 2 players on our team, and the fact that and he still does. He really still does. But the fact that he is just part of our depth at this point is just amazing.
It's just stupid, man. It's just stupid, man. Like I say, Trav is the best. I ain't know shit about Bogdan before free agency last year. And when I started looking at the videos, I'm like, this motherfucker, here's the goddamn truth. I knew about his brother. I knew more about his brother. I knew about him. Not his brother, but the other Bogdanovich guy that he ain't related to him. I knew more about him. You know what I'm saying? When I started watching, so this bitch is the truth.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Bogey. Bogey is fearless. Oh yeah, I knew that coming in, but he. I don't know, I don't know if I can say he played better than I might have thought or whatever. But one of the main things I was just hoping that he pushed Kevin more. You know what I'm saying? The main thing is that I was like, I hope Kev adopt this mentality because, like I said, I already knew Bogey. I think the first time I paid attention to him was from the rookie sophomore game. I think he was like MVP. He went and got it. Like, Bogey was balling.
Well, guys, let's end on this. Who are you looking forward to seeing play the most in preseason right now?
In preseason,
on our team,
just JJ. Outside of like the Hawks, I want to see him against some actual NBA players a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In the NBA arena, at least. The next step though. But yeah, a rookie. JJ.
And everybody watching, let me know. Shoot a comment. Who are you looking for to seeing play? Because that's around.
I want to see Cam. I want to see Cam Reddish. I want to see this motherfucking sky high potential eventually. Go ahead and manifest into something tangible that we can look forward to game in and game out.
Mm-hmm. And that's who that's my guy. It was a toss up between DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, because if they're back, then I know I can continue to be excited moving forward.
If they come back and they help, it's gonna be a fucking bloodbath this year.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying though. We gotta like hold off on them. For me, I say that.
Well, no, because
I ain't gonna hold off on shit. We gonna get mad, man.
For them,
your third year development is
okay, but that's, I know that. But like Cam, he showed me a bit, you know what I'm saying, playoffs or whatever. I mean, like, yes, I want to see him. I want to see the whole team. I want to see Trey. I want to see everybody play. But as far as like, the unknown for me is JJ in a sense, because all I have is summer league. I mean, I know a lot of people feel certain ways about Cam or whatever, but I kind of know in a sense that Cam is a player. You know what I'm saying? I know DeAndre is a player. So for me, I gotta wait the playoffs so I can get that unknown type. Oh yes, this is what I've been waiting for type feeling, and let me see that or whatnot. Because Cam and DeAndre wasn't really there for playoffs like that, and I want to see them two together in playoffs.
You know what Summer League showed me? That a lot of them fucking pundits and shit that be grading these players don't know what the fuck they be talking about when it comes to these players. Because everything that they say these players couldn't do, they did it out there on that court. You know what I'm saying? The boy made smart basketball decisions. Sharif wasn't nearly as bad of a shooter as they said he was.
Well, they changed his mechanics a little bit, but I mean, he
changed up one thing. He straightened his back out. He straightened his back out, went up straight on the shot, and he put the stroke in them bitches.
He still has a feel.
I'm about to say, and just to be picky or whatever, he really only had one good shooting game. That was that one game he kind of caught. But that's
if you know basketball, you can look at mechanics and tell if that's gonna be if it's gonna be.
Huh?
If you know basketball, you can look at a player and his shooting mechanics and his form and see that's gonna be able to be held down. He's gonna be able to shoot every game.
All that shit doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Is he gonna be able to hold on? All that shit doesn't matter. All that shit doesn't matter. What matters is he gonna be able to keep people honest enough to stay on the NBA court shooting the ball? That's all he needs to do. He doesn't need to be a 40% shooter. Is he going to shoot 30% or is he going to shoot 22%? Because that's a big difference in what he can do on the court, because he's
that's what I'm saying though. He has to shoot like probably over 35%, because in college he actually shot like 23%. So that's where the question is. And right now, I don't know how much the percentage gonna go up from 23%, because his feet be like this when he's shooting. Right. The goal
on all the shots you seen him, on most of the shots you seen him shooting in college, he was shooting with his back backwards. He had like this funky ass. He would bend his back and some shit. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna coach him out of that. You know, he gonna coach him out of that. They gonna make him shoot all the fucking jumpers. Like where it's gonna be automatic where he's shooting straight up.
None of that matters. All that matters is if he can shoot decent enough on the three so that he can drive. And when he drives, the other thing that matters is if he finishes. Because I don't care who you could be Joe Johnson and get to the rim and miss a layup. And if you're going to consistently miss a layup, it's ineffective for your team.
But that's my next thing though. So what happened to him the last summer league game, man? Because I wasn't too happy necessarily seeing what was going on or whatever. It's like,
I don't think Jalen played first of all, right?
No, I'm talking about Sharif Cooper. Was he sick or something? Like why he came out?
He had COVID protocol shit. He had been exposed, so they kept him out. You know.
But he played the last game.
He played the last game.
Skyler and Jalen Johnson didn't play. Coop
he got shut down by
and then they took him out, man. And he was looking on the bench like he was worn. Like he was worn. So it's like that took me back a little bit. I was like, no, I know.
The New York Times, they're saying it was all Deuce McBride, and they didn't want to continue to embarrass him, and so they took him out.
Well, that's
hold on. Who got
I didn't want to bring it up, but at the same time, though, the way he was looking, and to me, he was just looking tired, and
he got worn out by that boy.
Just like
who that? Somebody Sharif did.
Sharif got worn out by Deuce McBride. New York put the tray stopper on him. And they were good. They were going crazy.
And he didn't really have no outlet. It was no Skyler. It was no Jalen. So it really he really was. It was a night and day in a sense type difference. You know what I'm saying? You can see Skyler and Jalen kind of help with, you know what I'm saying, his inefficiencies or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that being gone, you can see a little bit more of maybe reasons why he dropped, but he can work through it, you know.
I think the reason why the Hawks will continue to take more risks on flawed players is because we have such a good core of players that are competent. So I think that people's flaws get less exposed when you're not expected to do certain things. You know, like I just think like a Jerry Stackhouse coming in and being the number one is not as effective. But if he can come in and be a number 3, then you got something.
I mean, but there's no doubt he was best available at the draft pick. He was best available from way earlier than where we picked him. So
yeah, I mean, he had first round.
Nowhere near a bad pick. It's just a matter of like him becoming and developing to a great player. I mean, hell, it's top 5 picks and number 1 picks that's bust and don't develop anything.
Here's my ceiling for Sharif, and you'll probably crucify me, but my ceiling for Sharif is Sebastian Telfair.
Oh Lord, for our sake, I hope not.
Why not? We got him in the second round, like you're saying. He's our fucking third point guard right now. If we get a Sebastian Telfair, who hey, he was 5'11" and stayed in the NBA for like 7 years, so that's impressive.
Telfair was cool. My ceiling for him is stepping down from Trey because he does a lot of the same shit that Trey does. He relies on his speed. He's a damn good passer. All he got to do is get that shot together. He has the moxie. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a little defensive liability, but you know what I'm saying? He get in there and get in that weight room, you know what I'm saying, and put his time in on his body, and you know what I'm saying, just keep working on his speed. You know what I'm saying? The more he sees basketball, more he sees the NBA talent, the better acclimated he's going to get to it. He's going to be. I'm trying to tell you, once Trey go out and he come in, it's going to be almost like keeping the same player in the damn game because they do some of the same shit. They utilize his picks well. You know what I'm saying? He passes people open. Throws lobs, you know what I'm saying? He does everything, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's another thing too.
He got the perfect mentor for him.
That's a negative on that I see on Sharif too, or whatever. But he gotta. I hope like playing with Trey, he figure out some tricks and everything like that to kind of more consistently. And too, you got the screen, so he can play a lot of screen basketball though. But I don't feel like Cooper fast.
Yeah, my thing is I don't see Cooper being a starter in the NBA at any time in his career.
Anytime.
Yeah, and the thing is like if he does stay in the league, it's going to be like as a rotational backup guy, which is good. To draft those guys in the second round is good. Like that's not a bad thing, guys. I just think that we're silly to have 2 point guards that small do the similar things. You know, Trey's a special human though. So it's okay to have him be that guy, but then to have your backup be that, I don't think that makes any sense. I think that they're hoping that Sharif can display some skills and then they can package him up for a team that needs a point guard lately or later. So I don't know, man, but that's about it. I definitely do want to see the rookies play. I think you know, Jalen Johnson. I think he's more of the steal that the Hawks got. I think people are definitely looking forward to see Sharif. But I think that is, I think that's a prisoner of the moment. I don't think Sharif has got the same thing that Trey Young's got. But I think I do think Sharif Cooper has a chance to be a backup point guard in this league, and I think he could be on our team for many years because of his price tag. So,
Jalen John, one thing about Sharif, I expect Sharif to prove everybody wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? Because when I see him play, you know what I'm saying, I see a player, and see one thing about it, once you around a player and you play with them and you practicing against them every day, you pick up a lot of shit in your game from them. You know what I'm saying? You pull a lot of game from them, pull a lot of pointers from them, and being that they stature and they way to play is probably almost about the same. You're gonna start seeing some of the same shit you see Trey do, that he gonna pick it up. You know what I'm saying? And even if he's not as fast as him right now, all it takes is for him to lose a little weight, gain a little muscle, get on that core, work his core good. You know what I'm saying? And he can get his speed up. So you know what I'm saying? He's like I say, he's a canvas. He's a canvas that he's waiting on the artist to finish painting. And by the time he's finished painting on him, the boy's gonna be a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And just like look at the numbers he put up in the summer league. You know, he was one of the players that they pegged as somebody that overachieved. You know what I'm saying? It was a star. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much for our team. So, you know, he had a bad game here and there, but shit, you expect that from a player just coming into the league, you know what I'm saying? And trying to get acclimated.
Yep, for sure. Well, man, I'll see you next week, right?
All right, 10-4, man.
Excellent.
Appreciate y'all y'all coming in and checking in with us, man. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Yep, for sure. And that'll do it for us this week. Definitely make sure to like, share, subscribe. We'll be here every week throughout the off season, during the regular season, on our run to the finals, and all of that. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel. If you're on the Facebook page right now, like the page, and then go check out the YouTube channel we have. That way, if we go do impromptu shows throughout the week, you'll be able to get notifications for that. And definitely special thanks to the New Pack City, the Facebook New Pack City group, the Originative brand, Arc Alien Designs, who brought my backdrop, he's the one who designed that. Shop.flickwick.com. That's how I light my cigars during the show. And of course, to you, the Hawks fans, and even the haters. We'll see you next week.